Good morning, student. We are continuing with the carbon and its compound. It is the fourth unit of class 10th. Now we are doing some more questions. Let us do one activity. Perform an experiment to differentiate between the compounds producing a clean flame and a yellow flame with black soot. So we have two compounds for this. One is alcohol. When it is ignited, it burns with a clear flame in Bunsen burner. Then we have naphthalene. It burns with a sooty flame having lot of unoxidized carbon and sooty and yellow flame. So whenever unoxidized carbon that remains during the combustion, the flame becomes sooty in this case. So we have differentiated between these two compounds, and this is our unit number 4 of 10th class, carbon and its compound. This will be our lecture number 4. So this is first activity of today. Now we have another experiment to perform an experiment to show the different types of flame obtainable from Bunsen burner. From Bunsen burner we can get two types of flames. When we close its outer hole and cut the supply of oxygen from outside, then we will be observing in this case the carbon fuel will not get oxidized completely and will get the sooty flame during this process. And when this hole of the Bunsen burner that is opened up, it supplies oxygen, and the compound which is then ignited, it receives full amount of oxygen and it burns with a clear flame. No sooty flame is produced during that process. So this is our activity number 2. Then we have how do coal and petroleum they are formed. Question number, these are activities. Activity 1 and 2 we have discussed. Now question is how do coal and petroleum form in the earth? So petroleum and your coal, they are formed by the slow decay and decomposition of the dead plants and animals which were buried well below earth during some changes in the earth crust, and they got buried in the earth, and under high pressure and low temperature they got decomposed and they get converted to a solid mass that was 100% carbon, that was coal along with some hydrocarbons. And petroleum, it is a crude oily mass which is formed by the slow decay and decomposition of the aquatic animals or the marine lives, and some plants also are included in the formation of petroleum. As we know, coal has high percentage of the carbon and some percentage of hydrocarbon. When it is ignited, it is initially it burns with a smoke. When all the hydrocarbons they got oxidized, and it is burning without any flame, without any smoke. And similarly petroleum so obtained from the earth crust, it contains large number of petroleum products, a mixture of the oily products. It contains kerosene oil, petrol, benzene, naphthalene, and number of other fractions are present in petrol which are separated through fractional distillation. Then we have the oxidation of carbon compounds. Explain oxidation of carbon compounds. So answer is all carbon compounds can be oxidized and decomposed united with oxygen. Secondly, they also react with alkaline KMnO4 to give different oxidized products. For example, when ethyl alcohol it is treated with alkaline KMnO4, it supplies nascent oxygen and converts ethyl alcohol into acetic acid plus water is produced in this reaction. So we have got oxygen here, two oxygen they are obtained. Similarly, we can oxidize aldehydes by the same reagent. It will also give you acetic acid. Similarly, ketone they can be oxidized by the same reagent. You will be getting again acetic acid plus CO2 plus water. And similarly, we have tertiary butyl alcohol. It can be oxidized again into acetic acid and it will be producing 2 carbon dioxide along with water molecule. It was having 10 hydrogen, here we are having 4 hydrogens. So we get 3 water here, 7 oxygens are here, 1 oxygen was there. So this is consuming 6 oxygen. Here we are consuming 5 oxygen, 1 is there, 4 oxygens. Here we are consuming 2 oxygen, we have 2 oxygen. So these are the oxidation of the carbon containing compound with alkaline KMnO4. Then we perform the activity which show the oxidation of the organic compounds. We have seen this reaction, this activity can be performed in the lab. You add alkaline KMnO4 solution to alcohols or to aldehydes and ketone, they will get oxidized to carboxylic acid. So this is our first activity. Now give an activity which show that unsaturated hydrocarbon they undergo the addition reactions. So we'll be now studying the question number 3. We have discussed addition reactions of unsaturated hydrocarbons. So unsaturated hydrocarbon they can add up a molecule of hydrogen in the presence of nickel at 470 Kelvin. Product will be a saturated hydrocarbon, that is alkane. Similarly, acetylene when supplied with 2 hydrogen molecule in the presence of nickel at 470 Kelvin or 475 Kelvin, you again get ethane from this product. So this is the addition reactions of the aldehydes and ketone. Of alkenes and alkynes, they can also take up chlorine molecule in the presence of CCl4 and can give you 1,2-dichloroethane. Similarly, bromine can be added to this product. We get CH2Br. This is 1,2-dibromoethane. So these are the addition reactions of the hydrocarbon. They can add up chlorine, they can add up hydrogen and number of other substances like water. They can add up water also. CH2, double bond CH2, it can take up water in the presence of dilute H2SO4 will give you alcohol. CH3, CH2OH. So these are the addition reactions of the unsaturated hydrocarbon. They can add up molecule of hydrogen, they can add up halogen, they can add up water, they can add up acetic acid, they can add up number of compounds such as HCN, HOCl, hypochlorous acid, hypobromous acid, they can also be added. We study these reactions in detail at our 11th level in the higher class. They are not up to our level, so we will not go in the detail of those reactions. Then we come to the substitution reactions of the hydrocarbons. So this is our question number 5. Discuss substitution. Alkenes. Although alkenes they also undergo substitution reaction. Now we come to alkanes, CH4, it is given with Cl2 in the presence of diffused sunlight. It will eliminate a molecule of halogen acid and will produce CH3Cl in this case. This reaction can go till all the hydrogen they are removed. You can take directly here 3 chlorine molecule, 3 HCl are lost. You get CCl4, carbon tetrachloride as the end product here. Similarly, the alkenes they can also be undergo substitution reaction at high temperature at 773 Kelvin. This hydrogen will be substituted that of saturated alkyl group. This will be the product in this case, so its product name will be 3-chloropropene. This is our substitution reaction in case of alkanes and alkenes. Then we have the another reaction where ethanol, which is called as alcohol, it is ingredient of all alcoholic beverages or drinks. It can react with the sodium metal and can produce the sodium ethoxide. So give two reactions of ethanol. First is action of sodium metal. It combines with sodium metal producing sodium ethoxide. It combines with concentrated sulfuric acid at different temperatures. C2H5OH can combine with sulfuric acid at 313 Kelvin and liberates water here. It will be producing ethyl hydrogen sulfate, and it can combine at high temperature, that will be of 333 Kelvin. It will be producing ethylene plus water at 333 to 343 Kelvin. This reaction can take place, and ethyl alcohol, two molecules of it, they can combine with sulfuric acid and will eliminate two water molecule and will give you diethyl sulfate. This is produced on distillation. And it can also give your diethyl ether. C2H5OH combines with it at high temperature, that is round about this reaction takes place at 283 Kelvin. This will be at 313 Kelvin. You will be getting diethyl ether. So these are the few reactions of ethyl alcohol with the sulfuric acid and with your sodium metal. Then we have the next question: how do alcohols affect us? हमारे को ये कैसे प्रभावित करते हैं? We take the alcoholic beverage, then consumption of alcohol that depresses our central nervous system. This results in the lack of coordination activities, the mental confusion, drowsiness, and lowering of the normal inhibitions. The individual may feel relaxed by taking alcohol but does not realize that his sense of judgment, timing of the muscular movement, and coordination, they are seriously affected by consuming alcohol, because this alcohol, it acts on the muscles whose movement that becomes slow. The central nervous system is attacked by alcohol, its activity that becomes slower. Unlike ethanol, methanol, if it is taken internally, it may result in the blindness, because it affects the optic nerve and the loss of sight is observed in the persons who drink methyl alcohol, a poisonous alcohol. Sometimes it is so dangerous to take methyl alcohol, it can even result in the death of the organism. And the alcohol which is used in the laboratory, it is often contaminated with methyl alcohol and pyridine, so that it should not be consumed by the lab attendants who are working in the lab. If they will be consuming the methylated alcohol or pyridine added alcohol, then they will definitely spoil their system. It can result in cancer in their body, and it is very fatal, it is very deadly. It can cause death of those persons who are taking the denatured alcohol, which has been denatured by adding methyl alcohol and pyridine to that mixture. Now, what are the properties of ethanoic acid? Now we come to ethanoic acid is our common vinegar, or it is also called as acetic acid. It can be prepared by the quick vinegar process. So now we discuss, after ethanol we will be discussing the compound ethanoic acid or acetic acid. Now how do we prepare acetic acid? What is esterification reaction of acetic acid? So this will be our question number 8. Give two preparations of ethanoic acid. This is also called as vinegar or acetic acid. So answer will be preparations of ethanoic acid. First method is CH3 CH2OH. It is given oxygen in the presence of bacteria that is called as Mycoderma acetyl. This reaction is called as fermentation. Fermentation is the technique where the higher compound which are containing more carbon, they are degraded to smaller compounds by the application of the enzymes which are produced by these microorganisms, and this will change into carboxylic acid along with water. So this reaction is called as quick vinegar process, because by this method we get quick production of vinegar. It is 15% aqueous solution of ethyl alcohol is taken, and this ethyl alcohol is filled in a vat containing sawdust, and the small holes are created in that vat through which air enters, and air carries the spores of these bacteria. They grow there, and they produce enzymes there which carry out the oxidation of your ethyl alcohol into carboxylic acid. Now we have esterification reaction or saponification reaction. Of carboxylic acid. Now what is esterification reaction? Here carboxylic acid is treated with ethyl alcohol in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid to liberate water molecule, and we get ester. This is ethyl ethanoate. This reaction is called as saponification or esterification reaction, and now we have prepared the ester by this method. The activity for this can be performed. You take a test tube, add to it ethyl alcohol and acetic acid, and keep this test tube in a beaker containing water. This water of the beaker, it is boiled by keeping it on a burner and in a water bath. Then water is boiled, it supplies heat to the ethyl alcohol and acetic acid and catalyzes this reaction of esterification. So this is the activity which can be performed to show the formation of ester. Then we have some reactions of the ethanoic acid with bases. So now we are having question number 9. Give reactions of acetic acid with sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate and sodium hydroxide. COH combines with NaOH, will liberate a water molecule here and will give you sodium acetate. Similarly, we have combination with sodium bicarbonate, again one molecule of acetic acid will combine with it, again it will give you sodium acetate along with water and carbon dioxide. Then we have sodium carbonate to combine with acetic acid, two molecules of acetic acid, they will combine with that, you will get sodium acetate plus your H2O and carbon dioxide is obtained here. So these are the reaction with bases of ethanoic acid. Then we have another activity, perform an experiment so that carbon dioxide gas is evolved when ethanoic acid reacts with the carbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate. So this activity can be well performed. You take a test tube and add to it carboxylic acid and a small amount of sodium carbonate or sodium bicarbonate and cork it, and when sodium carbonate start reacting with carboxylic acid, it will definitely go on producing carbon dioxide. Now this carbon dioxide, it is then passed through a solution containing lime water. When CO2 is passed through the lime water, it becomes milky. So milkiness of the lime water solution confirm that during the reaction between carboxylic acid and sodium carbonate or sodium bicarbonate, carbon dioxide gas is produced, which is produced with brisk effervescence. बहुत सारा इसमें जो है bubbles बनते हैं, that is called as brisk effervescence, and this CO2 when passes through lime water and lime water gets milkiness. That reaction is CaOH2 is lime water, it gives CaCO3 plus H2O. This is your milkiness. So milkiness is seen there. Now we have the next, what are soaps and what are detergents. As we know, soaps, they are defined as the sodium or potassium salts of higher fatty acids, and these are produced by the action of alkalis on the oils. They are called as the higher fatty acids. They are the oils which contain higher fatty acid esters, and when they are hydrolyzed with the alkalis, they produce sodium or potassium salts of higher fatty acids. So we are taking fat or oil for this purpose. They have glycerol in them, which is esterified with carboxylic group. C17 is S35 is the stearate group. It reacts with 3NaOH concentrated solution. This is also called as lye. It will break from here. You will be getting glycerol. And 3 molecules of C17H35CONA. This is soap, called as hard soap. If you use 3KOH here, you will be getting same product 3C17H35COOK, which is called as soft soap. It is bathing soap. This is washing soap. So these are the fats or oil. Fats or oil, they are the fatty acid esters of glycerol. So when they are hydrolyzed, we get the soaps. Similarly, we have detergent. Detergents are the sodium salts of higher fatty acids, or they are the esterified your carboxylic acid, higher carboxylic acid. Sometimes detergent, they are ethoxylated alcohols, higher alcohol, they are used as detergents. Detergents are not the soap. So they are called as soapless soaps. They are not actually soaps but are performing the cleansing action both in soft water as well as in hard water. So detergents are highly important. Their cleansing action is much better than the soaps, and they can perform their activity in the acidic solution as well as in the hard water solution. Their activity can be performed. Then we have the missals. What are missals? Question number 10 is, this was question number 9. What are missals? Missals are the associated colloid. We have already studied what are colloids. Colloids are those solutions where the size of the dp particle or the solute particle, it lies in the range of, it is smaller than 10 raised to power minus 7 centimeter, or it lies in the range of 1 nanometer to 100 nanometers. So missals, these are the associated colloid. When soap is dissolved in less concentration of water, when it is concentrated solution, its concentrated solution of soap is prepared, the soap molecule, they get united together by alkyl groups. These alkyl groups of different soap molecule, they are held together by means of the weak van der Waals forces, and they result in the formation of a huge particle which is called as missile. So what are missals? We have these R units of different soaps. We are having polar unit at the outside of this missile, and we have the non-polar unit in the middle of the groups. These non-polar unit, they are bringing the different soap molecules together. So these are the missals. They perform the cleansing action in soft water. So what are missile? Most dirt is oily in nature, and oil does not dissolve in water. The molecules of the soap, they are sodium or potassium salts of long chain carboxylic acid. The ionic end dissolves in water, while the carbon chain dissolves in oil. The soap molecule form the structure which is called as missile, as shown in the diagram, where one end of the molecule is towards oil droplet while other end is outside. It is forming connection with water. This form an emulsion in water. The soap missile helps in dissolving dirt from the cloths and cleans the cloths. Perform an experiment showing the formation of emulsion. It is very simple experiment. Take oil and mix it with same amount of water, shake well after adding certain amount of detergent or soap to it. When you shake well, the detergent or soap particle, they get concentrated in the on the interfacial surface, the contact area of the oil and water, and they lower the surface tension of two liquids, thereby mixing the two liquids as done in case of the missile. The non-polar group of the detergent, it forms association with water, and the polar group of the detergent, it forms association with that of your you can say, and the polar group forms association with water, and non-polar group that form association with oil. It produces a stable emulsion, and this emulsion later on washes away when cloth which was earlier applied with the soap or detergent, it is washed with excess of water, the emulsion passes out. So the role of emulsifying agent, that is soap or detergent, is to lower the interfacial tension between the oil and water and to give the stable emulsion. Then we have another activity: perform an experiment to differentiate water taken from different sources. So water taken from different sources, it can be checked by adding few drops of soap solution to the different samples of the water. Shake the test tube vigorously and for same period of time, and observe the quantity of foam produced by the different qualities of water. The water which is producing greater quantity of foam, it is a better quality of water, and so it can be used to compare the quality of different samples of water. Then we have the perform an experiment to show detergents, they are better cleansing agent than soaps. Take two test tube hard water from tube well, and then soap solution. Now take two test tube with about 10 ml of hard water in each test tube. To one test tube you add soap, to another test tube you add the detergent, and then shake well the two test tube. We observed that tube B has greater quantity of foam. The tube B, which was having detergent, it means detergents, they are better cleansing agent because they are producing more froth with hard water. But in tube A, the froth is either not formed, or if it is formed, it is in very less quantity. So it confirms that detergents are the better cleansing agent. And in detergents also we have two qualities of detergent. They are straight chain detergents, the detergent which are having the straight chain of the alkyl group, and the branch chain detergent, they have the branching in the alkyl groups. The branch chain detergent, they are not better detergent, their cleansing action is less than that of straight chain detergent. Similarly, the biodegradability of branch chain detergent is less as compared to the straight chain detergents, because bacteria molecule, they can easily enter in the cages produced by the straight chain detergents, but they cannot enter in those cages where the branch chain molecules are present, so they are not biodegraded at all. So this is regarding carbon and its compound. This was regarding the all theoretical portion, the detailed theoretical portion of this unit. Now after this we'll be taking the text questions of the carbon and its compound. That will finish our unit. Thank you very much.